We're live at the largest Honda store in the world, celebrating Schaumburg Honda's grand opening with Rohrman Automotive Group.
So Lew, we were told you're the guy to talk to about this because you were the one that made the plans for this building that we're sitting in now. So how does it feel to finally see 10 or 15 years come and actually see this building be built?
Unbelievable, really, because it took so long, to settle on this plan, and then to convince Bob to go with this plan, and then to start the construction process. We started construction in 2018, broke ground, and so it was there was a lot of land development that went along with the project, with this job, and then the pandemic hit, and that shut us down. So it changed the whole atmosphere for construction, for materials and like human resources. A lot of people that had been, their companies folded, so it made it more difficult. Anyway, but now to be standing here and looking at the building, it's amazing. I never really thought that it would have turned out as nicely as it did. So.
I have to know, sorry Jordan to cut you off, but I have to know, what was your reaction when he first, kind of brought this idea to you? Did you know it would be the world's largest, or did you know it was just a big-ass Honda store?
Just a big-ass Honda store.
Okay. Because I can imagine from then to now, the largest Honda store has probably changed quite a bit.
At the time, we didn't pay attention to how big this building would be. It was really, would it satisfy Honda? Honda had a size requirement in terms of vehicle storage, and so we were trying to meet that. And so we couldn't meet it on the site, so we brought forth the idea, then go up, let's build up. So, of course, the further you build up, the further back from the road you become. And so the setbacks become greater. And for a car dealership, they don't like that. They don't want to hear that. They want to be right up on the road. So it was difficult to convince Bob that how we could make this facility still have a presence. So there was a lot of rethinking, redraws to make the front look the way it did.
Yeah. So Bob Rohrman passed away in 2020, and you've been working on this project with him, 10, 15 years when you first created the plan, but you're also no stranger to Rohrman because you created so many stores with them that you built and were part of the architecture and the building process.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like we were talking about earlier, Bob knows the construction, and so I met him a long time ago when I worked for another guy who was doing Bob's buildings, and I got introduced to him just randomly, and we started to work more and more closely and to develop plans or do remodels for his stores, and it led to major remodels of the Acura store here in Palatine, the old Lexus here in Palatine, and then the new Arlington Lexus, which replaced the old Arlington in Palatine Lexus. So, and we did a lot of his stores, and it's been it was a learning curve for us both, to know how to communicate architecturally and to convey ideas and get his and to satisfy his wishes, and because he has some really strong programmatic issues with the stores about how he wants to run a store with only 5 people, right? So it's make sure everything can have the right proximity and right travel distances, and people can see or be seen or not be seen, and so that was a big issue because a lot of the other programs that are out there for car dealerships don't include that much detail. So Bob was naturally, I think he was very detail oriented, and I appreciate that when it comes to construction and design. So that's how we were kind of like-minded. I felt like that.
Aside from the size, are there any like specific details of the project that were especially important to him, or almost Easter eggs that we may find around the store that are really just a touch from him?
Yeah, the one that was most prevalent is in his mind every time we talked about this job. He wanted to make sure this building had that white metal on the white, aluminum on the face, and it continued all the way around the old Kia building, all the way out and traveled the entire structure. That was the only question he would ask me every time. Is it going to be that way? Is it going to be that way? So I would show him renderings and drawings, but that was utmost importance for him. So it was really dedicated to the image,
Yeah, and I can imagine. So he had his major stroke in 2018. So the last 2 years of his life, kind of seeing the project start and maybe seeing like some stuff get in, that probably meant a lot to him. And he really wanted to make sure that everything was perfect, so that when he was no longer with us, that it was exactly what was right for the store.
Yeah, one of the things we wanted to do, we wanted to take him up the ramp. Like wheeling up a ramp so he could have that experience. So in the very end, that we got him up the ramp, and then after that, he passed on. But it was great that he could see. I took him out to the precaster of the panels. I took him out on the Sunday drive. We went there to look at the panels, so that was good for him, and that was during his, that was after his stroke, during his kind of a recovery period. So there's a lot of him in this building.
Yeah.
So.
Man, I can only imagine. What is your favorite feature about this building? If you had to pick just one.
Right. Right now, because it's more relative right now because it was just work on it, today. Is that movie lounge, and movie lounge is really cool with the black, on the walls and stuff like that. The entrance, the light, the exterior lighting. I don't know if you've been outside, but this building is well lit. It's 10 times brighter than any other facility on this street, and that's another thing for Bob loved light.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because it literally just came on. Like the floodlights literally just came on.
Oh.
Like a few minutes before you said that. That's funny.
So if you went outside now, all that white metal, it glows.
I'm excited to check it out when we get out of here. Now every time I pass by, I won't miss it. But
oh yeah, you won't miss it. It's so bright.
So how ready are you to build the next largest Honda store? If you got a call tomorrow, are you ready to build another monster?
We're trying to get you some jobs, Lew. That's right.
I don't know, man. This was really tough. But it's also a lot of fun. I mean, we work with great contractors, so all our contractors seem really sensitive about design, and they want to do a really good job. And we kind of hand select most contractors. This tile was installed. This tile was leftover tile from the original Lexus store. So we bought this tile because Bob was going to expand the Lexus into the next facility over.
Really?
So we bought enough tile from Italy so we would match all this.
Oh my word!
It's Italian made. It's not Italian marble.
Sure. Yeah, but the Lexus store you brought up, so you were involved in that project, the one in Arlington.
Yeah.
So that's like 150,000 square feet. The world's largest Honda store we're in now is, I think, about 178,000. But for the Lexus store, that's huge, 150,000.
But Lexus, it's more common to see a Lexus of that size in that scale, in Texas, Florida. So they build large dealerships down there too. So the thing about the Lexus store was Lexus used to have a designerly yearbook, and so they would take photographs of the Lexus, the Lexi as I call them, that were the best in the nation, and so they would publish this little colorful book. It was really nice. So I got a letter in the mail, a package in the mail, and inside that package was that picture book, and Bob had written on a Post-it, says, "I want to be in here." So I want our project to make this publication. So I went up and met with him. I said, "How serious are you about this? Because this is a great deal of money. It will cost a great deal to make them look this way." And so he said, "That's what I want to do." And so that's the result. Arlington Lexus had everything that you could possibly have. Like we had aqua massage tables, relaxation tables. Four massage rooms that had private showers, a driving range, a exercise room. I mean, for real, it's a movie theater.
Yeah.
So the original plans had a movie theater in here as well, but then it was determined that was probably too much for to include in a Honda store.
Sure.
So.
Yeah, but I think what's cool about that, Bob always dreamt big because he wanted to be big. His personality was so large with life. And even in just like the last few years of his life after his stroke, he knew he wanted to leave a legacy. And he wanted to be remembered for creating something big like this. Yeah. And I can only imagine it feels so good to be included in that because you were a part of building stores like this that are so beautiful.
No, this is the old time. We're like, man, we wanted to do something, like we were going to take one of Bob's pictures and put it as a terminus down a corridor, because, this is all about him. This would have never been constructed if Bob Rohrman wasn't a part of this originally, he had a vision, and so it was following his vision about how big it needed to be, how to accomplish it, how to work through the villages or to make it happen. He was super wise. Like he said, he stayed up all night and read.
Yeah.
Well, so that was it. That's all. This is him. The looks, is what we would typically do for his kinds of projects, but everything else is all about him. So.
Well, if Bob saw you today and Bob was a part of this grand opening, what do you think he would say if he was here right now?
I took too long. I cost too much money. That's what he would. He would say, "Lew, you took too damn long. I should have hired someone else, and you cost me too much money."
What an excellent way to put a bow on this. So, Lew, thanks for joining us today. Thank you so much for creating this store with Bob and finding a way to take on his legacy beyond his life, beyond his kids' lives, and beyond his grandkids' life. And, man, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you.
Yeah.